Hello, we are Group 3. My name is Eric Nguyen. My group members are Lena Tran, Sebastian Raderes, Ziyu Wang, and Jasmine Satelli. Today, we'll be discussing the influential American photographer Paul Strand. These are the table of contents. First, let's explore his background. Paul Strand was born in 1890 to first-generation American parents. His mother, Matilda Arn, Ernstine, and his father, Jacob Stransky, were both immigrants who brought their diverse heritage to the United States. Um, Jacob, of a German and Bohemian Jewish descent, decided to change his family name to Strand when Paul was born. This name was this name was changed to signify a new beginning for their family in America.
Paulson's journey into photography began in his late teens while he studied under the famous documentary photographer Louis Hing at the Ethical Culture Felsen School. During a class field trip, he visited the 291 Art Gallery in New York run by Alfred Stieglitz. This visit deeply influenced Strand as he was inspired by the work of modernist photographers and painters. From that point on, he began to take his hobby more seriously. Alfred Stieglitz became a key figure in Strand's career, promoting his work in the 291 Gallery, featuring it in his photography publication, and showcasing it at the studio. One of Strand's most famous early works, The Wall Street, reflects his shift towards form abstraction. Although Strand is best known for his photography, he didn't limit himself to just one medium. In 1921, he collaborated with the painter and photographer Charles Schiller to create his first film, Manhattan. This 10-minute experimental documentary was cinematic exploration of New York City. Stephanie Schwartz mentioned in her book Paul Strand's Live and Labor, describing that the movie runs from dawn to dusk, following a day in the life of New York City. The film's protagonist, the film's main player, include the iron and marble facades of the city's soaring architecture, the Hudson River, and smoke.
Historical and personal influences. Early 20th century context. Strand's early work was influenced by pictorialist movements which emphasized photography as an art form with a paint-like style. However, after being photographer and art promoter Alfred Stieglitz, Strand shifted towards a more modernist approach. Then shift to straight photography. Strand is credited with helping define straight photography, focusing on sharp detail and abstraction without manipulation. This style was a reaction to pictorialism and aligned with the broader modernist trends in arts. Political and social views. In the 1930s, his political beliefs became more pronounced, and as he began using photography as a tool for social commentary, he created films and photo essays on working-class people and marginalized communities. His later work in Mexico and during the Great Depression reflects this interest in social realism. Next, techniques and materials. Straight photography. Strand uses large format cameras in sharp focus to capture images with high detail and clarity. Composition and abstraction. He was known for his meticulous compositions. Strand's images often feature strong geometric shapes, light contrasts, and abstractions, seen in his famous work like Wall Street, 1915. Film work. Strand also ventured into filmmaking, co-directing the influential documentary The Plow That Broke the Plains, focusing on the Dust Bowl and the American agriculture crisis. Strand's filmmaking style is marked by strong, clean compositions that emphasize geometry and movement, often utilizing shadow and light to heighten drama.
Famous work. So Paul Strand was widely known for his amazing technique within documentary photography and modernism. His work was innovative, passionate, and he was able to photograph a person and capture their essence. You can always see personality and a story embedded in Strand's work. This is some of his work that stands out from the rest and is popular not only because they are great photographs, but also because of the story Strand is able to tell within a single frame. For example, in this image, Young Boy, we can observe the intense stare from the boy. There is so much character expressed, and we can feel the weight of this young man, whether it's anger or sadness, it is definitely present. In addition, Paul Strand displayed modernism perfectly in his Wall Street image, which to this day seems like a futuristic landscape. We have these beautiful straight edge lines across and with a streak of light in the bottom, which create a silhouette of the people that are walking by. We see the architecture that takes us out of the ordinary because of the black voids and because of the long shadows that are caused by the people walking by. These examples of his work kind of show us why they're more well known than others, and that is because they make the viewer feel. When somebody sees these images, we can see a story, we can see the craft of the artist, and they invoke thought. As we admire his work, we try to imagine what the subject of his images were thinking as they were being photographed, or what sort of problems they were experiencing at the time. We also see the brilliant use of shadows that give us great contrast, and at times make us wonder what we are looking at.
Hi, my name is Lena, and I'll be discussing on the scholars' evaluations on Paul Strand's Young Boy and Wall Street. According to the Aperture Foundation Incorporation, the young boy has been known to be one of the best portraits after 40 years upon the showcase. No one has been able to decipher the true meaning behind the scowl, almost like the same way with Mona Lisa's smile. Between the photographer and the subject, he allows them to unleash their true emotion or rawness in front of the camera. For Wall Street, according to the book Aspects of Modernism Studies in honor of Max Nanny, this work is able to show the clear sense of social alienation with the whole gray and grim atmosphere. He was able to capture the people rushing to work and going against the movement of the grid and the monument as two conflicting forces becoming one. For the evaluation, I would say that the young boy was the one who really caught my eye, and it was the raw emotion that the boy was able to portray and captured it beautifully. Like what Aperture stated in their article, in Strand's portraits, both the photographer and the subject are free of self consciousness, and qualities are revealed that are pure, detached, existing beyond the moment.